Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Stationeers. In the previous episode we took apart most of our base in order to rearrange everything in a more grandiose manner. In today's episode I first would like to take care of the power, obviously. This time we're gonna go a lot bigger. What I would like to do is set up about 5 of these batteries with their own displays each. Theoretically, we could probably build the batteries in the walls and just have the displays on the outside. But I do like the visuals of the battery kit. Anyways, I still have my fabricator hooked up, so we should be able to build one of these battery kits. Now let me see, kit battery. It requires 20 gold. That is a little bit more than I expected. Let's maybe build about 2 of those. So we're gonna start with the 3 initial ones. And then we can always expand. You come to Papa, thank you very much. Oh, there's still my nuclear battery just hanging around. Okay, great. Now the question is, do I want to start here? Or maybe we just start another corner for these batteries? You know what? I think I have to make this entire base 1 block larger and then we're gonna build the batteries right here. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We need to swap these guys around so they are facing me, or the power should come from the back, the input. Now I cannot put these exactly on the center, so maybe we start right here in the very corner. That should be good. And then we're gonna have a second one right next to it, but maybe we need a little bit of space to be able to enable them at least. Yeah, that looks about right. So we want 5 of those units and we want the displays for each of the units on top of them. So the next thing we're gonna need now are a couple of iron frames. Here we only have a whole bunch of walls. Let me see. I forgot to sort out my materials, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Here we have 15 iron frames already. That's not too bad to get us started. And we also need iron sheets. Alright, unfortunately only 15 iron sheets, but it's gonna be enough to get us started. It's already nighttime again, unfortunately, but I believe in us. We can do this. Let's maybe do the frames on the outside already, so this is taken care of. And then I guess we can make the outline as such. We will also have to replace the entire solar system, of course. So I guess for now we're just gonna do the displays for 2 of these batteries right here on the top. And then we can simply expand it in the same exact manner we did it. However, one more thing needs to be taken care of, and that is a too high ceiling actually. So let's see, we're gonna need a couple of displays. Let's make the 4 for the time being. Man, I've been going through this list twice now. I couldn't find it. Nobody's got time for that. I don't need the percentage right now anymore, right? Now I remember. It's called a console. This is driving me insane, this game. There we go. Construction kit consoles. I'm gonna need 3 more of you, please. No, I need 4 because I already have a large battery, right? Jeez, the confusion. Alright, there we go. I got my consoles and of course we want the small displays. Now I cannot really place them mid-air, so we will have to build the frames first. At least we're gonna have to do the first stage here. Alright, so now we're talking. I guess we're gonna have them on the left side of the modules. So one is gonna go right here and another one we need like 2 blocks above it, something like that. Or we can actually have them next to each other because they are just as wide as the battery itself if you have 2 of them. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna place them right next to each other so it's easier to read. Oh yes, look at that. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Now what we can do is lead the cables through this hallway here and then we're gonna have the solar panels on the other side. Or we could have them here on the top actually. Yeah, I like that idea better, just having them on the top here on the second block. Okay, so it looks as though this time around, this here is actually going to be the block where I have my entrance. So I'm going to have to move a couple of things, but we can take away these blocks from the solar panels and we can just move the stairs over here. We also don't need a proper airlock for this door, as I mentioned in the previous episode. We're going to have our airlock somewhere else. Look at that. We have actually plenty of iron sheets right here. Let's make a couple more iron frames. We're going to need tons of it as we also make the ceiling with them this time around. Iron frames, let's build about 20 for now. Oh, 4 grams of iron. That hurts. So 20 already requires 80 grams of iron and that is getting us dangerously low. So let's see. For now, I just want to expand it so that we have the space for 2 batteries. So the next display will come right here. Then we would have another display and another one. So I guess this should be enough to accommodate 5 battery kits. That means technically we can do the upper frames. I don't intend to place any electronics inside of them. Or do I actually? We actually might, but I'm still going to finish the first stage of the build in order to be able to place the solar panels on top of it. At the moment we have 4 solar panels, and of course we want to expand that by a lot. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the time being. So we're gonna start with 1 on this side, and then we're just gonna take our 4 others. But eventually we're gonna have like 10 or 20, I don't know. So at least 1 kit solar panel we want to build. Another 10 grams of iron, 20 grams of copper. We need to build our furnace system next. I cannot waste too many materials, jeez. But there we go, we got our solar panel, and we are also going to need glass, which I probably have over here at some point. Good, let's get back up here. I might have to build a little staircase in order to have easier maintenance. Anyways, let me think. We would need a solar panel here with the data on the right side and the power on the left side. No, actually, not necessarily. Yeah, we can have it the other way around. But why did I have to freaking fall again? So we're gonna have the power coming from behind and the data from the front. Should make more sense this way. Let's already go ahead and grab our heavy copper cable. We're gonna need tons of that. We have 24 at the moment. How much copper do I have? Not a lot, just 90 grams or so. But still, we can get this started. I want to go with the heavy cables directly to the input of the batteries. And we're just gonna do this by going straight down at the back wall. Yeah, this is so much more practical. Now I can actually also place stuff at the walls. I have plenty of walls to build with. And all I need to do is hook these guys up now. So let's take a corner right there. And we're just gonna connect this straight. Et voila. Our first battery is hooked up. At least the input. I guess we would also have to switch it on. And of course it doesn't work right now because the solar panel isn't even finished yet. So maybe let's do that first of all. I can go ahead and finish this, if I aim correctly. And then during the next day it's already gonna function a little bit. Now this is my circuit for the rotation of the solar panels, and I really would like to have this guy somewhere else. Maybe we can actually build it inside of this block, for instance. All we need is the connection to the data and the power, and that should be easy, right? We need to lead power into this direction to the circuits, and then the circuits need to lead the power and data to the solar panel's other input. So I guess also here in the front we're gonna need heavy cables until we reach a power control unit. I wonder if I could actually take a couple of heavy cables from here. I don't think I need this logic any longer, do I? No. Give me those heavy cables, please. Okay, now we should have our first APC unit. I want a unit in order to kind of control the power and also have this solar stuff as a separate circuit. Good, we're going to place this thing right here. Eventually, we're not gonna see it any longer. So what we want to do is actually open it up. We're gonna place a battery inside of it, and also we want to hook it up with our heavy cables. Let me see, where is that battery? I probably don't have it anymore. You know, I lost a couple of things in the process of the deconstruction. That's just how things go sometimes. But there we go, placing battery inside of it, and we're gonna turn this on, and we are also going to close this off. And now it's time for the solar logic. This time we're gonna optimize it just a tiny little bit because I realized how you can make decimals. At the moment we were multiplying the angle of the sun by 150, I believe, was that? No, we divided it, of course, and then we multiplied it by 100. And of course what we can do is simply divide it by 1.8 or multiply by 1.8. Yeah, one of those. It's in the second episode, I believe, if you want to watch it. Okay, so let's collect a couple of units. I'm gonna need 1 memory slot, then we're gonna need a couple of in and outputs, and we're also gonna need processors, right? We're gonna need everything basically. Alright, let's see, how can we make this as space efficient as possible? I could have 1 reader right here. We're gonna need to read from the sensor. Then we're probably gonna need a processor and then another reader in order to read from the result of the processor. And then we're also gonna need a writer. So let's actually place these things. This is gonna be another reader, and then we need the writer. It is going to be a batch writer, so we can write to multiple solar panels. We're also going to need the processor. Can I do this here? It looks as though I can do this. A math unit. Yes, I want to multiply. or divide. And then we also have the memory unit, which I can simply place right here. I believe it is enough if we just hook up one side of it. Cool, let's grab our cables and start hooking this up. Oh, the sun is coming up. Maybe we can actually already get a little bit of juice going here for our battery. No. You're facing the wrong way. We need to rotate you right 90 degrees. And now you're working. Okay, there we go. We are producing some juice and you can see it is indeed working. My jetpack is low, which is really bad, considering I want to go up there a couple more times. Et voila. Everything should be hooked up this way. Now it's time to program it, I guess. But first I need my sensor. I'm actually gonna grab my backup sensor from the locker. So my assumption is we can simply have a sensor maybe right here. What do you say? Yes, I like that idea. It's also not as intrusive as my other one. And yes, indeed, it seems to be working. The sensor, of course, also needs to be hooked up to those guys. So I guess we need to grab this if we can. Oh no, I cannot aim at it. Ah, there we go. Got it. Got it. We're gonna need a junction here and we want to lead this all the way to the sensor. Great things are happening here. Sensor is hooked up. I'm gonna program the logic so that the panels are working from now on. And every other panel we are going to add is gonna work automatically as well. And then after we have that, all we need to do is take apart this construction, including all the solar panels. We're gonna move them all the way to the top here. Great stuff. Okay, I'm gonna be right back once this is done. Alright guys, we are back and there's actually something I noticed. We don't even need multiple readers. We only need the reader for the solar angle right there from the daylight sensor. Then we need one memory module set to 1.8. We need to have this math unit that is actually dividing the stuff. So the input here is the solar angle and the second input is the memory, and then we divide it, and of course then we take this result and put it into the batch writer. So I was able to remove even one more module and save a little bit on power. Now the solar panel right here is also working, so I thought what we could be doing is take apart at least 3 of those guys and add them to the new system. First things first, of course, we need to take apart the glass. Now actually I want to keep one solar panel just in case I need the fabricator for something else. Deconstruct solar panel. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. We can even stack these guys up, so that is perfect. I also built a little staircase for myself because my jetpack is almost empty. So yeah, this is much more convenient then. Of course, this is only temporary, or maybe we find a better spot for it. Anyways, let's go ahead and set this up. On the right side there always needs to be the power, and on the left side there always needs to be the data input. Now thinking about this, of course we don't need to have them this far apart. We can have them right adjacent to each other. So that's exactly what I want to do. Right here's the next one, then we got a third one and a fourth one. Let me see, we probably need some more heavy cables, so let's produce them actually. Cable coil heavy, let me see, 0.5 copper and gold. Yeah, I'm gonna make about 10 of those guys. Actually, let's go with 20. They are pretty cheap. Now let me see, as soon as we hook up these ports right here, the solar panels should actually move and I have a little bit more space. Let's go ahead and do this, that, and that. This should make the panels move, and of course, I have them facing the wrong way at the moment. Do you need to rotate right? Can I aim at that? Yeah, 90 degrees. And it is daytime already, so that means I need to pick up my glass ASAP. Come on, get rid of the tool! My glass is right here. Can we aim up there? Yeah, we can actually do this. There we go. This is done, done, and done. Great! Now we are charging up. No, actually I need the heavy cable first. We're still not charging up. Let's see, we need some 3-way junctions right here, there, and there. I'm also gonna need to disconnect this one here. This needs to be like a corner block. I'm not even sure this is available here. Ah, there we go. I found the right one. This has the exact amount of outputs I need. And so now we can hook all of these up and our batteries should be charging extremely quickly now. Actually, before I forget, let's turn this battery on as well. And I think I still need to hook it up. Indeed. Et voila. Second battery is hooked up as well and charging. Now, I wonder, can I actually deconstruct these steel frames without breaking anything? Yeah, that seemed to work. So we're gonna pick these guys up and actually define our new entrance. We're going in 1, 2, 3 blocks, and this should be the entrance. So here we have our 2 steel frames. Alright, so I think the next step is going to be to actually make these two displays functional. So on one side I want to show the megawatts, and on the other side I want to show the percentage. Let me see, how did we do that? We used a logic reader in order to read from the stationary battery, and we wanted to read the charge. We also have a logic reader in order to get the ratio from the battery. So one is for the megawatts and the other one is for the percentage. Then we also have two writers. So it's pretty easy actually. Two readers, two writers. Let's do that. We still got an I/O kit right here, and that makes two. So I'm gonna need two more I/O kits. I could actually take them from here. Why the heck not? You come to me and you come to me. Now, where are we gonna set this up? Maybe up here in the upper block could be an idea. Or we just do it here on the ceiling for each of these machines. Yeah, this would even potentially leave for a pretty symmetrical pattern. Now, let's actually try this out. We're gonna have one logic reader right there, and then we're gonna have the logic writer right there. This should be easy to hook up. Then we're gonna need one space free, and we also want to turn them around. And there's gonna be another reader and then another writer. Great! I love this. And then we can start the next row right here, and it's no problem to hook it all up. Let's see, do we want the percentage first or the actual megawatts? Oh, that actually reminds me, there might actually be a module that does it for you, so you don't even have to do the logic, you know, with the console possibly. Like a circuit board, we have a power control. Maybe that is a thing we need to test out. Yeah, let me try that. Power control, we're gonna make one of you. Hopefully you're not too expensive. Oh, 5 gold, you little booger. And then I need to place one control unit right here. Is it possible? Are you gonna allow me to do that? Yeah, look at that. Nice. So we place the circuit in there, and we're probably gonna need some glass. I should have some here, right? Yeah, still 43 glass sheets, so you take that. We could take the power right from here, because it still kind of belongs to the same system, right? Now thinking about this, we don't really have our stationary batteries in this circuit. Of course, the stationary batteries are in front of it. So I have my power controller. We could, for instance, set it up right here. It should be facing in the right direction. Oh, I first had the other power controller facing the wrong way, but I'm sure some of you realized that. Of course, thinking about it, we don't need these cables to connect with it, otherwise it's the same issue we have. What we need to do is connect the heavy cables. Ooh, I understand now, I'm such an idiot. I don't need this unit at all, actually, I'm so sorry. But we are going to need more heavy cables if we continue like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this line, just exclude this unit and exchange everything with heavy cables. Then we are good. Hopefully that's gonna be worth it. Oh man, I could slap myself. This is insanity. What I need to do is I need to take the cable from this point and actually connect it with my cables up here. So I don't want this cable to be connected. Insanity. All right, there we go. Finally I did the right thing. It is now hooked up straight through this line, which was actually the easier solution than anything else. Now, before I get things confused, maybe let's rename this stationary battery. And we're gonna call this battery 1. And therefore, this is gonna be battery 2. Battery 1, we want to activate that. And what do we want? Nothing else, I guess, right? So what happens if I remove... I can only toggle the power. That's not what I want. Let me see. The mode is toggle, but we could do linked. So let's see what that does. Power on. So this just switches on and off the power. That's stupid. You know what that means? That means we're gonna revert to the original idea. I'm gonna set up my 4 I/O units once again, and we're gonna hook it up with this cable. So I would have gone through all of the errors hooking it up with the wrong circuits anyways. I'm glad we have that behind us. I'm gonna be right back as soon as I programmed the first one. Alright, good. I think I hooked everything up. We have 2 readers and 2 writers. I'm gonna do the percentage first and then the megawatts. So this reader is gonna read the ratio from this battery and then use the writer in order to display the percentage, and then this reader is gonna the megawatts and has a writer to display it. So let me just skip this part because we just recently did it in another episode. Alright, there we go. The displays are actually working. They are not set to the correct setting. We are going to do this with the dial probably. So let's actually pick that one up, and we're gonna need an additional logic writer to do that. These 2 things I only wish to set up temporarily, so maybe let's place them right here and there, and we're just gonna leave it at that. We of course need the heavy cables in order to connect everything. Et voila, this should do the trick. I called these displays a power display battery 1 ratio and charge, so that's what we need to look for. Oh, I totally placed a logic reader, but we need the writer of course. So you go right there, let's set it up again. Our input is going to be this dial actually. So here we got it. The output on the other side is gonna be the power display battery ratio this time, and we're gonna set it to mode. And then we have it on mode 1. Okay, let's turn it on and see what happens. Perfect. It is at 71%. Great. We wanna go up to maybe number 2. No, still the wrong number. That's not what I want. None. Ah, of course, we are changing none. What I want to change is the mode. Okay, now we are at megawatts and the setting is at number 2. Great, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, so I guess we want to do the same thing for the next battery as well and the 2 displays. I'm gonna leave this be here, but we are going to remove this as soon as we have our 5 or so batteries. But let me do the exact same thing with the other 2 displays and I'm gonna be right back. Alright guys, we are finally back, man. This took me much longer than I anticipated, but I want to do things right this time around. And as you can see at the moment we have 3 battery units with all their displays. In my inventory I have 2 additional solar panels. At the moment we have our 5 initial ones. I actually took away everything from the original power corner. So let's go ahead and actually set these up. We need one more right there, another one right here, and that was already it. Let's also apply the glass sheets and then of course we need to hook them up. I think you can set up about 9 solar panels before stuff starts to blow up. But I'm not sure if that also counts for the data slots. Oh, oops, I actually placed them the wrong way. This isn't supposed to be here. I'm sorry, that was a little intervention from my son. Let's continue. We're losing precious daytime at the moment, so I want to grab you guys. And then hopefully we're gonna do this right this time. We want the data right here on our side. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where is my glass? Right there. Apply these bastards. And then of course we still need to rotate it right by 90 degrees and we are all good. Last but not least, we also want to hook up the power side, otherwise this is an exercise in futility. Alright, there we go. Now I'm actually having trouble to keep my power up because at the moment we are charging this intense nuclear battery. This is insane. This is also something I added, of course. Now we have a battery charger for large batteries and I want to have about 5 nuclear batteries once we can afford it. Alright, I would actually say this is a grandiose foundation where we can continue from in the next episode. What I'm still gonna do is actually fill up the blocks I'm not gonna need anymore. We now have our modules in here and I'm pretty sure I don't have to interact with them any longer unless something actually breaks. So I'm just gonna pick up all of my sheets and we are gonna take forth our welder. Then I don't want to hit my cables, but yeah, we can hide everything inside of the wall. I just love it. And this one here should be the last one we need to do. And then I guess this one here is made out of steel, actually, to make it look a little bit different for the entrance. Yeah, pretty nice, I have to say. What do you think about it? Now we should have total freedom to lead the power wherever we want to, and we can make it a little bit more organized, but especially much more epic. In the next episode, I would like to start setting up the furnace system and then of course also the gas system, and maybe we want to replace the fabricator because at the moment, yeah, it's probably ran out of power at this point. No, not quite. But there can't be much left. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, it's already on yellow, but you know, in case we needed the fabricator still, I can just grab one of my batteries and place it in here in order to craft something. However, with that out of the way, I would say we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.